All right, you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gryphon Pregame Show here on the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. I'm Jay Morgan Harder alongside my partner, Grant Optic, and we're here on this beautiful homecoming night as the number 6 Gryphons, who are 6-0 on the year, look to take on a Tipton Rosemark team who is 1-4 on the season. A team last year, Grant, that St. George's beat 42-0. The Gryphons are playing really well right now. It's safe to say we can expect the same from them this week?
Yeah, we're going to see a lot more of the same. Giving the ball to Chandler Loy early. This offense has been led all year by Chandler Loy, and as a team, the last 4 games on this road stand has averaged 35 points a game. So the offense behind Chandler Loy has been playing really well. On the defense side of the ball, more of the same. The front seven is going to create a lot of pressure and make it really difficult for Tipton tonight. On that road stand, that 4-game road stand we had, they gave up an average of 7 points a game. So they're playing extremely well right now, and we're going to look for continue it throughout the season.
Talked about that front seven, Grant. Interestingly, we saw Shea Adelaide sit out last week, a little concerned about what that would do for that front seven. Didn't really hurt him too much. Ended up beating Harding soundly, beat them 23-7 last week. But we talked to Shea himself this week, and we also talked to the coaching staff. Both of them think that he's done for the season on the defense side of the ball, which is going to be tough. But how badly is this going to hurt the defense as the season goes on?
It's an unfortunate loss for us. He was a really key part of our defensive line. Him and Dylan Young created a lot of pressure in the backfield on opposing quarterbacks. And again, against ECS, he was a huge part of the game. He forced 2 fumbles, and that won us the game against ECS, which was one of the biggest games of the year. But Shea, his hole's big. But I think we have enough to fill it with guys like Davis Lenore, Jacob Still, and Spencer Schofield. They did a great job last week, only holding a good Harding team to only 7 points. And, Davis can get the majority of the snaps tonight. And look for more of the same like last week. Shea's loss is going to hurt, but I think we got enough to fill it.
Yeah, we're going to miss seeing Shea out there. We hope him a fast recovery. He's got that hurt wrist. We hope him the fastest recovery. Hope he can get back out there, maybe surprising people. Play some a little bit in the late season, maybe get a playoff game in there, although those coaches believe that he will be done for the year. So it's really sad to see him go down. A few other Gryphons that were highlighted this week. Chandler Loy was in the commercial appeal, rated as the number 10 running back in the Shelby metro area, a well-deserved honor for this senior running back.
Chandler's been a great player all year. We didn't really know what was going to have coming in. We say it every week. He's done more than we expected, and he's been consistent all year. But on that list, that top 10 list, he's on a list with guys like Jordan Wilkins out of St. Benedict's, who's going to Auburn next year, and that's a really high honor for Chandler. And he's had a great year. He ran for 174 yards last week, and he's averaged 118. And since the ECS game, he broke out, and he's been averaging over 100 every game.
Other notable Gryphons highlighted by the commercial appeal this week, Grant. You got senior kicker Henry Cowan. He was number 1 last week, dropped to number 2 this week. But regardless, still a huge honor for him, number 2 kicker in the Shelby metro area. He's been clutch all season, made some big field goals. You saw that, you've seen it a million times, that punt to end the game against ECS. Huge play, unbelievably clutch. As far as the opponent for St. George's this week, it's Tipton Rosemark, who's struggled this season with a 1-4 record and were blown out last week against FACS 34-10. They do have a player we should highlight, Grant. Quarterback Austin Chambers has had a pretty notable season. So when you look at this Gryphon defense, they struggled against the pass last week. What can we expect this week when Chambers and Tipton Rosemark come to town?
Like you said, Tipton, their offense is mainly a passing offense around Chambers, who's their best player. And like you said, the defense struggled last week against Harding against the pass with Chad Parker, which really just tearing us up, to be completely honest. And
he was.
Tonight it's going to come down to as an entire team defense to stop the pass. The front seven needs to be consistent and create a whole lot of pressure. Blitzes by Chandler and Alec Finestone. And then, like always, the front seven, Dylan Young, Darius Brooks, and Blake Caruth creating a lot of pressure. And I think the defensive backs are going to have a good game tonight. They're going to benefit from a lot of pressure from up front. And, as a team, I think we're going to do a great job against the pass.
Just looking at Chambers' stats on the season, 770 yards, averaging 154 a game on 6 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, so he's a really consistent guy. The Gryphons we'll have to key on him. And I think you just said it a minute ago, Grant. They'll need to get pressure on him. They've gotten pressure on just about every single quarterback they played all season. You just mentioned it a minute ago with those few guys in that front seven. What do you expect to see from this defense this week?
I mean, more I say it every week, Morgan. We're going to see more of the same. You know, our front seven is the heart and soul of the defense. We create a whole lot of pressure with blitz packages, and really only 4-man blitzes we do well. And you know, we've created a whole lot of trouble for our opposing quarterbacks, and it's going to be more of the same night.
You're absolutely right, Grant. I agree with you 100%. And you joked about it. We were talking about it earlier in the week. We sound like a broken record every single week, keying on this front seven, and also, you know, we key on Chandler Loy every single week. And as far as offense goes, I think everyone knows what you're going to say here. But what can we expect from the Gryphons coming into this week's game?
You know, we're going to come out early like always and hand the ball off to Chandler and just let him create plays. But what I really want to key on tonight is quarterback Dean Brown. Last week he struggled. He had a multi-interception game, which is the first we've seen out of Dean. He normally makes some really great decisions with the ball, keeping it away from the defense. But tonight he really needs to get back in the flow, because 2 weeks from now we have that big game against USJ. We have an off week next week, and it's going to be really preparation from after tonight's game to going into USJ. Chandler and Dean need to be playing at their highest to be able to pull off a good win against a good USJ team.
I agree with you, Grant. I want to add one more person to that list. And this is my personal opinion on this one. Dylan Young has been running the ball excellent over the past couple weeks, acting as kind of that power back out of that D-train formation. In just a few minutes on this pregame video we have for you, you'll see him has a huge run against FACS, goes down the field, and really, I mean, he's just a tough guy for defenses to bring down. But as far as Dean goes, it'll be great to see him having a big day throwing the football, maybe get this offense clicking a little better than it has all season with Chandler Loy running the ball well. That's all we have this week for the Gryphon pregame show. We'll be back in just a few minutes with kickoff coverage here in Collierville. For Grant Optican, I'm Jay Morgan Harder. Thanks for watching the Gryphon pregame show here on the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. Friday night under the lights here in Collierville, Tennessee. After 4 straight games on the road, the Gryphons finally make their way home in the truest of homecomings. After a nail-biting game last week at Harding, where the Gryphons ended up winning 23-7, St. George's was able to move to 6-0 and fittingly move up to number 6 in the Dandy Dozen. This week, the Rebels from Tipton Rosemark Academy make the trip to try and avenge a 42-0 loss last year in front of their home crowd. Can Tipton quarterback Austin Chambers lead his Rebels to victory, or will Chandler Loy continue on his domination of defenses and have yet another 100-yard performance? It's the number 6 Gryphons against Tipton Rosemark Rebels on the Gryphon Broadcasting Network.
What of the dollar you murder for? Is that the one fighting for your soul? Or your brother's the one that you're running from? But if you got money, forget, 'cause I want some.
B.I.G. Oh God. Whoa. Okay. Click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. As I look around, they don't do it like my click, 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 click.
Pass. He's going back to Brown. Brown's open in the end zone. Touchdown, Gryphons! Touchdown, Gryphons!
Human beings in a mob. What's a mob to a king? What's a king to a god? What's a god to a non-believer who don't believe in anything? Get out alive. Alright. No church in the wild.
Tears on the mausoleum floor. Blood stains the Coliseum doors.
Arden gonna get in the backfield. Here comes Dylan Young. Almost gets the sack. He breaks it though. Pass it up. It's gonna be intercepted by Chandler Roy. Intercepted down the sideline. There he goes. He's inside the 40. Gets almost to the 50. He's at the 50. Inside the 50. That's gonna be where the Gryphons take it.
I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it. Do it better than anybody you ever seen do it. Screams from the haters, got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his theme music. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. Broken, the school's closed, the prison's open. We ain't got nothing to lose. Everybody, we rollin'. Everybody, we rollin'. With some light-skinned girls and some Kelly Rollins. In this white man world, we the ones chosen. So good night, cool world. I see you in the morning. I see you in the morning. This is way too much. I need a moment. No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking. I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. Till then, that the world's ours.
I never let you down, I'ma shine on sight. Keep your mind on your grind and off of mine's alright, right? Hard, I'ma ball on them squares. I float in $250,000 cars everywhere I go. I know in the lead it may seem me might be, but no matter what they doing, they don't do it like me. Like a G, I hold it down for the town I'm at. In a flash like that, recognize I'm back. I'm back.
You're watching a presentation on the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. Here now are your hosts, J. Morgan Harder and Grant Optican.
Welcome to Ferguson Field at McNeil Stokes Athletic Complex here in Collierville, Tennessee, as the number 6 St. George's Gryphons get set to do battle against division foe, the Tipton Rosemark Rebels, on this homecoming night. I'm Jay Morgan Harder alongside my partner Grant Optican. And Grant, after 4 straight weeks on the road, we are glad to be back at home, and I know these players are too.
Yeah, absolutely, Jay Morgan. It's been a long time since we've been at home, and I know the players here are ready to put on a show tonight against this Tipton Rosemark team.
The Gryphons won the toss. They will defer to the second half as we see the kickoff team come out onto the field. You see the Gryphon players, they are excited tonight. It's homecoming night, and these seniors are ready to put on a show. So kickoff just a moment away. As kickoff approaches tonight, we're ready to bring you all the action on the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. You see Henry Cowan. He's coming onto the field from the 50 right now, getting ready to tee this ball up and get this terrific game underway. And you see Henry Cowan teeing the ball up, and it's almost time to get this game underway, Grant. And these players, they've got to have a few jitters on the field.
You know, the homecoming's always a special night here, and I know, a lot of guys have been looking forward to this. We haven't been home since the ECS game, and they're in their black jerseys. It's a special night, and a lot of guys are looking forward to this one.
Henry Cowan with this ball teed up. Number 87, Bo Jones, back to receive this one. 12 minutes on the clock. And it's time for football here in Collierville, Tennessee. Jones is going to get this one at about the 10-yard line, take it out. Gets past a few tacklers, but ended up being brought down at about the 25-yard line. That's where Tipton's going to take over, and we're going to see these defensive starters for St. George's come out onto the field, Grant. And big loss right there. Shea Adelaide not playing for the rest of the season.
Yeah, no, he hurt his wrist, and he's most likely out for the remainder of the season. And filling his role, we have team of Davis Lenore, and Jacob Still and Spencer Schofield are going to try to fill his spot. But he was really important in this defensive line. He created a lot of pressure. But the other guys that are experienced in the front seven are going to have to come up big tonight.
So 1st and 10 for Tipton here. It's going to be a run up the gut. Brought down by a whole slew of Gryphon frontliners. That's going to go for no gain. That was number 8, Whit Whitaker, on the carry. He's one of the 2 guys that we highlighted before the game, Grant. Him and Austin Chambers, the quarterback.
You know, Whit's a small guy, only listed at 5'3", 120 here in the Tipton's roster. And, being a tiny guy, he has the benefit of hiding behind that line and trying to find a hole. But, we haven't seen him play much, and looking forward to see what he can do tonight.
He's one of a few number of seniors on this Tipton team. This pass is going to go over the middle. Intercepted by Chandler Loy, and he's taking it down the sideline. He goes left. He gets past the blocker. He's almost there. He runs over the tackler, and he gets in the end zone. Touchdown, Gryphons. What a run right there by Chandler Loy on a huge interception, and the Gryphons could not have scripted a start any better.
So just like that, the Gryphons are off to another fast start, but this one's on defense. Chandler Loy with a great return off that interception. We're used to him scoring on offense, Jay Morgan, but that's one of the few defensive touchdowns we've had this season.
So Henry Cowan off to try this kick. Oh, no, he's going to go block to the left. Matt Thompson's in the backfield here. Crenshaw is going out there. It's going to be a pass back to Thompson, and he's got a blocker right next to him. Stays up, barely gets away. He's running around out there trying to break tackles. Ends up being brought down at about the 25-yard line, and that was a blown play for St. George's. But in a game where you score in the first minute like that on defense, I guess that there's no harm in being a little risky.
You know, we tried a whole lot of different things on special teams this year, and, we adapted that Oregon-style field goal formation. And, with that, we can run a number of fakes, and you really have to – you can't predict what they're going to do out of the St. George's special teams.
Off the St. George's interception by Chandler Loy in return for a touchdown, early 6-0 lead for St. George's. And you could feel the intensity on this Gryphons sideline as they're coming out really fired up to a team that, honestly, they might look down a little bit upon on this with this 1-4 record.
They've struggled most of the year. Their one win against Bishop Burn was a 21-14 victory in Week 3. But, it's a young team, not a very large team. So, obviously they don't have a whole lot of depth in numbers. But, you can't overlook any team in this league.
You're absolutely right, Grant. And I talked to Dylan Young earlier in the week, starting defensive end for this St. George's front seven. And he said that, we're coming out, we expect to win every single game, but you never want to overlook anybody because that could come back to bite you really easily. And with a quarterback like Chambers, who's been mentioned quite a bit, and a great kick by Henry Cowan goes back in there for a touchback. I was saying quarterback like Chambers can't overlook anybody. He's been highlighted a lot this season. So Tipton's going to come back out onto the field, trying to start this one over again, have a short memory, and come back out to start their second drive.
Chambers has played well this season. Kind of a surprise that he threw an interception in only the second play of the game. He only had 3 interceptions coming into this one on the entire season. So, really an uncharacteristic play there by Chambers.
Not a lot of quarterbacks see the pressure against other teams like they do against St. George's. As outside linebackers coming on a blitz right there, but it's going to be a pitch to the running back, Whitaker, as he gets out there for a short gain, maybe 3 yards depending on the spot. But a good little sweep there. Chambers attracted a lot of attention on that outside linebacker blitz, and Whitaker was able to scoot through for a couple of short yard gain. 2nd and 6 now for Tipton Rosemark. You see number 16, McCarthy Robinson, starting at safety. Don't be surprised to see Matt Thompson switch back there. Henry Cowan might come in and play a little corner tonight. They rotate quite often.
And remember that McCarthy was hurt Week 2 against ECS, and he hadn't played a whole lot since.
Sat out a couple games already. That one's going to be a pitch to Whitaker. Fumble. Ball's on the ground. It's still on the ground. I think St. George's fell on it. They did. St. George's is going to get the ball, and 2 quick turnovers for Tipton. And St. George's, sound like a broken record, Grant. St. George's killing teams with their defense.
That front seven creating a lot of pressure. Whitaker actually had himself a run there. He just let the ball loose. And with 10 minutes remaining in this first quarter, the Gryphons are going to have their first offensive possession with a lead.
Always good to start out like that. As Loy's going to get this one, go up the gut, tripped up after a gain of about, call it 6 yards, depending on the spot. And that's going to be a good first run for Chandler Loy on a 6-yard gain. And you see that. He'll break a couple, but really Chandler just pounds it up the gut. Consider him a power back even running out of this shotgun. 2nd and 3 now. This is going to be a screen pass caught by Austin Grisham, number 34. Gets tackled at about the 16-yard line. That's going to be a first down for St. George's. So a good early completion right there by Dean Brown, Grant. And you highlighted that one earlier.
Yeah, I talked about it earlier. Dean, he struggled last game against Harding. He had a couple interceptions. But I know this is a game where he can get some momentum going and really start throwing the ball well. And
a big game next week against USJ. He needs that going forward. Lloyd's going to get this one, go up the gut again, break outside. He breaks a couple tackles, gets inside the 5, tackled about the 3, maybe the 4-yard line. That's going to be 1st and goal for St. George's now. So St. George is moving the ball with ease early in this game, having no trouble marching down the field. And already playing with a 6-0 lead with 9 minutes left to play. They might make this one 13-0 fairly quickly. See that bunch set to the left as Brown's going to roll out hit open receiver Thompson, but I don't think he did get in the end zone. The ball crossed the plane. That's going to be another touchdown, Gryphons. And a good pass right there by Dean Brown. Grant, you were right to highlight it before the game. Brown, 2 good completions on that possession and leading up to a Gryphons touchdown.
And that's Dean's second touchdown pass on the season. That one to Matt Thompson. You know, a little scare there. He thought that he might have underthrown that pass, but Matt did a good job staying under control and making the play.
Henry Cowan to kick this one. Good, and that's going to be another fake. It's going to be the jump pass we've seen a lot this year. Thompson to Selberg, and that's going to be good for 2. So the Gryphons are going to make this a 14-0 game. And with a 14-0 lead with 8:52 to go here in this first quarter, we're going to take a short break. You're watching Gryphon football on the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. Welcome back here to the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. I'm Jay Morgan Harder along with my partner, Grant Optikin. Gryphons lead this one 14-0, 8:52 left to go here in this first quarter as Cowan's out to kick it. Jones back to receive for Tipton Rosemark. Henry had a long kick his first one. That one's another good one. It's going to bounce inside the end zone for a touchback. So Tipton's going to bring out to the 20. And Grant, 2 good possessions to start out for St. George's. Hopefully we see more of the same here.
Yeah, the defense played well this time. They're starting out. Tipton's going to be starting out at the 20. And, the first 2 possessions both ended in turnovers by Tipton Rosemark. One's an interception, another a fumble by Whitaker. We'll see how this one plays out.
See Tipton in the pistol here. Chambers going to hand it off to the small Whitaker. Gets smothered by the defensive front for St. George's. Alec Finestone ends up coming in to make the tackle, and that's going to bring up second down and about 10 yards. Good tackle by Alec Finestone there.
No gain, it'll be second 10.
Tipton really just is having a lot of trouble getting anything going here. And we said that they've struggled with only 1 win against Bishopburn, got beat bad last week against FACS 35-10. This Gryphon defense is looking to be too much so far. Tipton's back there, almost got St. George's to jump. He's going to be Chambers dropping back, found an open receiver. That was number 15, Sean O'Brien, and Henry Cowan ends up making the tackle. We talked about just a second ago. He's going to come on the field quite a bit. Maybe see him line up in that secondary. He's a second-year football player, first full season for St. George's.
On that pass there, even though it was only a short game, a gain of 3, we actually really saw the arm of Austin Chambers fit in a very tiny window, and that's just proving the fact that he is a dangerous quarterback.
Said it before the game. Only 3 picks coming into the game. 4 now as Tipton has bunch left. Chambers going to roll out again. He's got a receiver open. Great pass by Chambers as he hit an open receiver about the 40-yard line. That's number 9, Logan Stewart, and he's got a lot of room. Ended up being pushed out of bounds, saved by number 6, Henry Cowan, and a great pass by Chambers. Missed tackle in the secondary, and Tipton's going to take it with a 1st and goal.
We talked about it before the game. We really struggled last week against the pass. It once again, the opposing team, Tipton in this case, breaks a big one off through the air.
And make no mistake, Tipton's 1-4, but Chambers an excellent quarterback. Looking at his numbers on the year, averages over 100 yards. I think it was about 150 yards per game passing. And, he's a dangerous guy. talking to one of the Tipton coaches before the game, he is all over the field. They call him Crazy Legs. So we're going to see Chambers back there again. Dylan Young up. Looked like they're bringing pressure in. That looked like Davis Lenore in the backfield making a tackle on the quarterback Chambers. Great job by him shedding a block and getting in the backfield.
That was a great play there by Davis Lenore. Beating his man off the line and really just overpowering his matchup on the offensive line. Making a great play in the backfield.
You said earlier, Grant, sometimes St. George's just bring those four guys, and they do such a great job of getting off their blocks. It seems like they're bringing about 7. So Tipton's going to be back there again on this 2nd and goal now from about the 10-yard line. Chambers dropping back, rolling to his right. Gets away from some pressure right there by number 87, Blake Caruth, but ends up being brought down by the entire St. George's front line. But no, I think number 22, Scott Malahy's going to get credit for the tackle. Is great pressure right there by number 87, Blake Caruth, making Chambers move out of the pocket, get out of his comfort zone, and Griffin defense was just too much for him there.
Yeah, great play there by Blake Caruth, like you said, really disrupting the pocket and forcing Chambers outside and forcing him towards his friends on the defense.
3rd and 13 now, 3rd and goal for Tipton from the 13-yard line. St. George will try and hold him to a field goal here as they've got 2 in the backfield in an offset pistol. It's going to be another pass to Chambers, intended for what looked like number 15 for Tipton. That's Sean O'Brien. Is overthrown. A little pushing and shoving back and forth. Nothing illegal, though, and that's going to bring up 4th down for Tipton Rosemark.
And good coverage there by Parker Fawcett, making it really difficult for the receiver there to even see the ball.
Bring up the field goal unit for Tipton Rosemark.
It's lined up to be about a 35-yard kick.
We'll see if they can put this one through, put some points on the board. Looks good from here. It is good. So that's going to be 14-3 Gryphons with 5:23 left to go here in this first quarter. And really, Grant, that all had to do from that one pass from Chambers, and he really showed his arm strength on that drive.
Yeah, I mean, right there, we talked about it before the game, the arm strength of Austin Chambers. And, you know, when you talked about it, he can get outside the pocket and make plays. And he did a really good job on that drive alone, finding open men and a pass early in the drive just fitting in a tight space. So he's definitely a premier quarterback in this league.
In a game like this, you see some of the coaches after that play a little bit upset on the sidelines. Can't be in a normal game. They couldn't be too upset with a 14-3 lead, but against a team like Tipton, a game in which they hope to really dominate both sides of the ball. That is a disappointing drive. And I think I said this a couple weeks ago, Grant. Anytime you can call a drive where you keep an opposing team from getting 7 points is disappointing. You know you're doing something right on the defensive side of the ball. 2 guys deep for St. George's. Looks like number 10, Matt Thompson, and number 32, Clay Crenshaw back deep. They'll put the ball up on the right hash to kick this one away. Kicker for Tipton, number 17. That's Ethan Carpenter. And it was an onside attempt, although St. George's fell on it, and they're going to take over with great field position. So Tipton attempt to try and get the ball back, put some more points on the board, fails, and ends up costing them as far as field position goes.
You know, I think in this game, Tipton realizes that they're going to have to make some things happen and get a couple lucky bounces to stay in this game. And that was an attempt at trying to get the ball back quick. But the Gryphons are going to take over.
Dean Brown back to pass this one. It's just going to be a little dump off as he couldn't find anybody downfield. That's Chandler Lloyd. Gets past the 50 to about the 45-yard line, just short of the first down marker. But great job by Dean Brown going through his progressions, ended up just hitting wide open Chandler Loy on a dump-off pass.
You know, just like you said, Dean Brown just staying calm in the pocket, going through his progressions, and then dumping it off to Chandler Loy. He's making good decisions, and that was a nice tight spiral there. He seems to be throwing the ball a lot better than last week.
It's going to be 2nd and 2 now for St. George's on the 8-yard reception from Chandler Loy. This one's going to be Loy on the counter, goes right up the gut. Great blocking by the Gryphons offensive line. He's going to break past the 20, gets past the last defender inside the 10. Touchdown, Gryphons. Great run by Chandler Loy.
They're going to call him out at the 10.
I don't understand where he went out. You see him call him out, but I didn't see a foot go out of bounds at all.
You know, I didn't see it either, and unfortunately this is high school football, so we can't go back and watch the replay, but definitely a questionable call there.
They're going to call him down outside the 10-yard line. Obviously, official appeared to see it right over it as the pass from Dean Brown to Matt Thompson going to his left, gets out there close to the end zone. I think he was just short, but it will be a first down for St. George's.
And for those of you filling out your stat books at home, that is a pass. That forward pitch is a pass to Matt Thompson.
You don't see it a lot, but the Gryphons run it week in and week out. Thompson on that pitch went for a big gain at the end of the kind of the clock was winding down last week against Harding. Broke it for a huge run, ended up getting tired towards the end, brought down at about the 25-yard line. This one's going to be Loy right up the gut. He'll have no trouble getting in there. That's going to be a touchdown. So Chandler Loy's going to get his 2nd touchdown of the day. First one on defense on the pick 6. That one was a run right up the gut. Well-deserved after that first run he had.
You know, I think he's a little disappointed that he was called out on that first one, but nonetheless, he deserved the touchdown and he got it.
So it looks like St. George is going to line up for a field goal on this one. Try and make this a 21-3 game. Kicks up. And it's good. Great kick by Henry Cowan. So with 3:58 left to go, Gryphons lead this one 21-3. You're watching Gryphon football on the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. Welcome back here to the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. Gryphons lead this one 21-3 with 3:58 left to go here in the first quarter. I'm Jay Morgan Harder along with my partner, Grant Optikin. Henry Cowan set to kick this one away. Going to 87, Bo Jones returned it deep, but he's just going to let this one bounce to the end zone. 3rd straight touchback for Henry Cowan. He's kicking the ball really well tonight.
You know, like you said, his 3rd straight touchback. You know, the past couple games he's been kind of kicking his kickoffs to about the 2 or 3 yard line, and I think he's focused more on just powering them through the end zone, because we really struggle with pinning teams inside the 20, and I think this is just the best way to do it.
We have teams get a lot of returns on us. Luckily, though, our defense has been extremely good. Henry Cowan highlighted with a commercial appeal this week, being one of the top kickers in the Shelby metro area. Number 2 after being number 1 last week. This one's going to be a run by Whitaker. He's a quick one outside. Gets away from some pressure in the backfield to get a short gain. And that one's going to be brought down by number 10, Matt Thompson. So Whitaker able to get to the secondary after a short 2, maybe 3 yard gain. And we'll see what Tipton does here. After a drive where after last drive where number 3, the quarterback Austin Chambers, did an excellent job passing, I'd assume they'd go to that a little bit more this drive.
Logan Mayo, the fourth receiving option, checks into the game
for Tipton Rosemark, and this one's going to be a option as Chambers is going to keep it. Great run by him. He's one of the bigger players on this Tipton team, although he only stands at 5'9", 155 according to the Tipton roster.
And thus far in the ground game, Tipton's only run plays either sweeps or runs off tackle. And I think that's part of that is that their running back Whitaker is just so tiny that it's nearly impossible to run him up the middle. But Chambers and Whitaker have done a good job in the option game.
So you see Chambers back there right now. He's got 4 out wide. We're going to see a pass, a quick one out there, complete. That one was complete to number 18, Logan Mayo. You mentioned just a second ago, Grant checked in, and I think they're going to spot him for a first down. They will. That'll move the chains, and Chambers is back there, throw a quick pass right on the money. There's no question, Grant. Chambers has shown off his throwing ability, and the Gryphons have to respect that.
Generous spot there, but yeah, a great pass by Chambers, and we saw in the last drive, he can really put a lot of zip on that ball.
Chambers right now 3 for 5, 76 yards passing. His long was that 70-yard pass on their last drive, leading to 3 points. So on this 1st and 10, Chambers is going to give it off again. That one looked like to Whitaker. He'll fight his way back to about the original line of scrimmage, maybe picked up a yard. Not much, though. And you see it. This run game is being snuffed out by this Gryphon front seven. They're not going anywhere. Did you see, you talked about it earlier, Grant, checking on that defensive line. You see number 74, that's Spencer Schofield. He, Davis Lenore, and Jacob Still split a lot back there as Whitaker's going to take this one, break some tackles in the backfield. End up being tackled by number 51, Alec Finestone. Great hit by him to take down the small Whitaker, but you see Whitaker being a little bit elusive back there. And that was number 18, Logan Mayo on that carry. But regardless, both have the kind of same style of play, small, quick guys that are really elusive. So 40 seconds to go left in this first quarter. 3rd and 6 for Tipton Rosemark. I'd assume we'll see Chambers here. They got a bunch to the right. Chambers going to roll out. Great pressure in the backfield by Chandler Loy. Hit as he threw and almost intercepted. It's going to bring up 4th and 6, but regardless of what turned out, Grant, great pressure on the blitz by Chandler Loy. And when he gets back there, seemingly untouched, gets in the backfield so quickly.
On the opportunity for the interception there, that's a tough play. Henry Cowan's momentum's going to the outside of the field, and he had to cut it back almost immediately, and he almost made the play. But, great pressure there by the front seven.
Thompson back to receive this one. It's a short kick, not really going anywhere. Ooh, I thought that one's going to hit Austin Grisham, but it doesn't. Well away from him. It's going to drop at be down at about the 25-yard line. Gryphons will take it from there. And with 13 seconds left to go in the first quarter, let's finally highlight this Gryphons offensive starting group for St. George's, Grant. You see those receivers out there, although they do a lot of switching with some other players coming in.
Yeah, you see the normal guys, Matt Thompson, Austin Grisham, Parker Fawcett, but there's a couple guys that they can sub in for guys like Scott Malahy and Davis Selberg. And McCarthy Robinson.
You see McCarthy Robinson get the catch there, get inside the 30 on the good completion from Dean Brown, and Dean's really passing with confidence today. And as the first quarter comes to a close, we'll get back to that in just a second. So great first quarter for the Gryphons, 21-3 at the end of the first. You're watching Gryphon football on the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. Welcome back to the Griffin Broadcasting Network. About to start the second here. Griffins lead 21-3. Just talking about a minute ago, Grant. Dean Brown looking confident back there in the backfield, making some great passes early in this game. Dean Brown's going to make another completion out there to the right. That one, again, complete to McCarthy Robinson. He's breaking some tackles out there. Gets inside the 50. Is going to be where he's brought down. That's going to be a first down for St. George's. It's good to have Dean Brown completing these passes and get some confidence as we go forward in our season.
Yeah, we want to get into a rhythm going into, especially next game 2 weeks from now. After fall break, we take on USJ here at Ferguson Field. And, just a lot of completions would be ideal here for Dean Brown.
Good completion right there from Dean Brown over the middle. That's number 34, Alston Grisham, catching that one. And that's going to be a 1st and 10. And an offense that's, for the most part, clicked with Chandler Loy all year is clicking with Dean Brown right now. Not having to go to Chandler, save his energy for some few defense possessions. They got 5 out wide right now. Another completion out to the right by Brown. That one's good for about 5 on the completion to McCarthy Robinson. And you don't even see Chandler on the field, as I just mentioned, Grant, saving his energy for defense where they expect to get a lot more stops.
It's normally the other way around. Normally Lorenzo Cantu relieves Chandler on defense so he can get some more touches on offense. But Dean Brown's doing a great job on that pass to Austin Grisham earlier in the drive. One of the better passes I've seen him have all year.
Another pass on the sweep to Matt Thompson. Goes left inside the 20. Great blocking. Although they may get Henry Cowan for a block in the back. They don't, though. He gets inside the 5, and it'll be 1st and goal for St. George's. That was close. I didn't think it should have been called on the block right there by Henry Cowan, but you see sometimes these high school officials, they'll call that block in the back, and St. George's had a lot of those all season long. 1st and goal for St. George's, 3 yards to Pater. Getting the play in from the sideline as you see Chandler Loy check back into the game. Brown's going to roll out looking for an open receiver. It looks like he's got Fawcett. He's going to scramble himself. Breaks a tackle. Brought down after a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and goal nonetheless. And it looked like he had Parker Fawcett open in the front corner of the end zone there, Grant, but Dean didn't want to risk it and tried to scramble it in himself.
Yeah, he could have tried to squeeze it in there, but I think it's a good decision by Dean Brown. There's too much to risk there in throwing the ball in the end zone in tight coverage.
I agree. Lloyd's going to take this one, though, right up the gut. That's going to be a touchdown. Gryphons, great run by Chandler Loy again, and he's getting on only short carries right now, but touchdowns are touchdowns, especially for Chandler, who's a power back and really values those kind of plays as number 10 running back in the Shelby metro area. So 27-3 as Henry Cowan's out to kick this one away. Kicks up. Looks good. Beautiful kick by Henry Cowan. It is good. That's going to make it 28-3, and St. George is really controlling this game right now, Grant. And I talked about it just a second ago. Lack in discipline that we didn't see early in the weeks by St. George's, but over the past 3 weeks, we kind of seen a discipline lapse by this St. George's team. Yeah,
in the past 3 weeks, we've had a total of 22 penalties and totaling 190 penalty yards.
Ooh.
And, a lot of that's come from holds and blocks in the backs from our receivers on sweeps and screens that really just are just mental mistakes. Because, they know how to block. They've been through all the training camp. And, really, that's an easy thing to fix. And so far tonight, no penalties. It's going well so far, and hopefully we continue it throughout the night.
You see, you mentioned it, those receivers outside, generally the ones that get flagged because this front line for St. George is doing an excellent job of opening holes for Chandler Loy as Henry Cowan's out to kick this one off. 87, Bo Jones again back to receive for Tipton. Cowan's going to boot this one. Another good kick. This one's going to bounce at about the 1 yard line, and it's going to die in the end zone. And that's going to be where St. George's is going to take over on defense. Tipton's going to get at the 20-yard line. .9:46 left to play in this second quarter. Gryphons dominating early in this game, 28-3. First touchdown on the interception by Chandler Lloyd's pick 6. Next one on the pass from Dean Brown. It's going to be taken by Whitaker, trying to go right up the gut. Can't really go anywhere though. Stopped at about the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, that's the first time they tried to run Whitaker up the gut. You know, that was just snuffed out by the Gryphons there, only holding them about a 2-yard gain.
Not the biggest guy. You see him go off tackle more, trying to be a little bit elusive as you see number 8, Caleb Kelsey, come in to play some corner for St. George's. And on the other side over there, looks like Chaz Simmons is checked in to play a little corner. Whitaker's going to try and take this one, trying to bounce it to the outside. Tripped up, though, by St. George's. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 8. So we'll maybe see, probably see Chambers' arm strength again here, Grant, as they generally have been passing it on these 3rd downs.
Yeah, no doubt. 3rd and 8, definitely a passing situation. And, you know, Chambers has impressed so far. It really just is up to his receivers to get open.
Chambers trying to get the Gryphon defense to jump. A flag is going to come in. I think it might be false start, though, because I didn't see anyone on our defensive front jump. You saw Dylan Young flinch a little bit, but I think it's because the offense player flinched, and it is going to be a false start. Send Tipton back about 5 yards. Bring up 3rd and 13 now, so Chambers in an even tougher situation.
No, that's really a difficult penalty. A 3 and 8 would have been tough. Our 3rd and 8 would have been tough, but 3rd and 13 is a whole other story. Chambers is going to have to throw a really good ball here.
Chambers back there, looks to his left. A lot of pressure on him. Don't think the ball was tipped. I think it was just underthrown. It looked like it was intended over there. Number 18, Logan Mayo.
You know, they go to that quick-hitting route trying to make the completion and then some yards after the catch for the first down. And Chambers just rushed his throw and buried it in the ground.
Bring up 4th and 13 now for Tipton. Matt Thompson back to receive this one. As it looked like St. George's maybe could have gotten in there and blocked it, although the guys that got past the line ended up just turning around going to block for Thompson. It's going to be downed at the Gryphons' own 46-yard line with 7:41 left to go. They'll take over on this 1st and 10. An offense that's relied mainly on Dean Brown today. Going to 5 wide a lot, although Chandler Loy's in right now. And it looks like Matt Thompson's in there to play some quarterback now.
You know, Matt's had some experience at quarterback in the past couple of years, and he's no stranger to the position.
This is going to be Loy as he runs over a linebacker at about the 49 yard at their own 49-yard line, but ends up not being able to shake another tackle. Gets inside the 50 though, and the opponent's 49-yard line.
You know, touching a little bit more on Matt at the quarterback position, he's a lot of experience in the wishbone, is what we used to run when Ken Netherland was around, and you know, Matt, with that experience, Matt's a really great option quarterback.
Loy's going to take this one up the gut, break a few tackles, get it for a first down, and he just keeps those legs moving no matter who hits him, Grant.
Yeah, you just watch him run. You can't tie him up by the legs. He just keeps churning them, and he's a tough guy to bring down. He's really He's not that tall for a running back, but he is very difficult to bring down.
You're right, Grant. Not a huge guy. On the St. George's roster, he's only listed at 6 foot 180. And this one's going to be an option. Pitch to Loy to the outside. Sends one tackler on the ground as he gets about to the 30-yard line. They're going to mark him just short, though, at the 30. You saw that stiff arm by Loy there. It looked like he almost got wrapped up for a loss, but was able to send a tackler on his back. Give me second and about 5 yards here. Good drive so far for Loy with Matt Thompson in there at quarterback. It looks like they're relying heavily on this run, although Thompson's going to roll out this time, go to the right. He's looking for a receiver as he kind of short-armed that one, but it was complete. Number 17, Parker Fawcett, for a first down. And I said, Grant, it looked like he short-armed that one a little bit, but was still able to complete it to Fawcett.
Yeah, I'm not sure who he was trying to throw to, but for his sake, we're going to say he's trying to throw it to Parker Fawcett. But they pick up a first down.
No matter how you get it there, first down's a first down. It's this one. It's going to go to Lloyd, break it out to the right side, cut back, gets flipped near the first down marker. Looks like he was tackled that time by number 15, Sean O'Brien. It's close to the first down marker. I think they're going to mark him just short, though, bring up second and about 1 yard. You don't see Chandler get flipped like that too often, as he's, as we mentioned, not the tallest guy. Tough to get under him like that. Thompson's going to roll out this time to the left. Looking for a receiver who's going to take it and scramble it himself. Gets inside the 5. He's in there. Touchdown, Gryphons. Wow, that was a great scramble by Matt Thompson. Didn't see anybody open, so he just took it himself and got in there for 6.
You know, he got behind his shoulder pads and powered in the end zone there. A great decision there by Matt Thompson to cut it back and take it himself.
Fool the linebacker in there and back there in coverage, kind of spying on Matt.
Yeah,
he was overplaying. Go ahead,
He used
Grant.
that ball fake with the danger of him passing the ball. I think the linebacker was a little bit more worried about Matt's arm than his legs.
Cowan's going to kick this one up. Another great kick, and that one's going to be good. So it's going to be 35-3. St. George is leading this one. We're going to take a short break. You're watching Griffin football here on the Griffin Broadcasting Network. Welcome back here to Griffin football on the Griffin Broadcasting Network. Griffins lead this one 35-3. I'm Jay Morgan Harder along with my partner, Grant Optican, as Henry Cowan's on the field, set to kick this one away, excuse me, to number 87, Bo Jones. And it's another deep kick, but it's going to bounce just short again, roll into the end zone for a touchback, and Tipton not taking any chances trying to return these ones deep. As Grant, a great drive right there by Chandler Lloyd, marching the ball down the field, capped off by a Matt Thompson run for a touchdown.
You know, they throw in Matt there to play some quarterback, and Matt's he doesn't throw the ball a whole lot. He likes to use his legs in the option, and then we saw it on the touchdown play, a scramble. And he's just really an elusive player that knows how to find a hole and make his moves.
And and Chandler's had a great day on offense as well.
Yeah, with that one big run late in the first quarter. But tonight he has 9 carries for 83 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. He does also have that 1 interception return for a touchdown. He's been in a lot of scoring plays tonight.
Run up the middle by Tipton. Going for a short gain, if any. Maybe about 1 yard, bring up 2nd and 9. Grant Chandler averaging about 10 yards a carry tonight. Just a monster offensive player all season and continuing that tonight. 5:13 left to go until halftime. As Tipton's going to line up with 4 out wide, they really haven't passed it that much except on 3rd down tonight, and it's hard to believe with a quarterback like Chambers. But this one's going to be a pass on 2nd down. It's just a little dump off out there to Whitaker, and he can't handle it. It's going to fall incomplete, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 8 now.
And I'm not sure if Blake Caruth put a hand on that one, but just out of the reach of Whitaker there.
And Chambers today done a good job passing for Tipton Rosemark. Got 76 yards right now.
I think a big chunk of those were on the one long pass early in the second.
Setting up 3 points for Tipton. So he's going to line up again, 3 to the right. We'll see if he shows off his arm strength a little bit here. He's going to roll out, looking for a receiver open. Pumps once, tries to throw it over the middle. Almost intercepted by St. George's. Wow, I thought that one was going to be picked off. Scott Malahy was in place. Ball just slipped right through his hands. And you see those coaches on the sideline for St. George's shaking their heads. They would have loved to see a pick there.
Chambers gift wrapped it there for Scott Malahy, but wasn't able to come up with the interception. But nonetheless, that's a 3 and out for St. George's, and we're about to get the ball back.
Malahy comes off the field, gets a little bit of a talking to from the coaches, although really and truly they can't be too disappointed, up 35-3. There's a really short kick by Tipton there. Hopefully it doesn't hit any St. George's players, and it doesn't. Downed on the opponent's side of the 50, so good field position for St. George's. Start the drive, and we'll see who comes out to play quarterback. And it's going to be Dean Brown and Matt Thompson both on the field. I think it's going to be Brown in the quarterback this time.
Yeah, I think Matt Thompson's going to go back to his normal position in the slot as Dean takes over again as quarterback. Your normal faces out there on offense right now.
Henry Cowan lined up nearest to you. As this one's going to be a little pass out in the flat to Matt Thompson. Dance out of danger and get close to the 1st down marker. Mark just short. So 2nd and 1, maybe 2 yards on the completion by Dean Brown.
And very rarely have we seen this Gryphon offense throw it to a back without any blocking ahead of them. They've done that twice tonight, one to Chandler Loy and one to Matt Thompson.
Dean Brown looking over the middle, completed to Matt Thompson. He's going to go right, tries to get through some Tipton defenders. He does. Touchdown. Gryphons. Good pass right there by Dean Brown, hitting a wide open receiver over the middle, and Dean Brown is looking confident as ever tonight.
No, I think this is the game we were all hoping for out of Dean Brown. He's thrown some of the nicest passes I've seen him throw really in his entire career. And that was just another great one, fitted in a tight window to Matt Thompson in full stride, and Matt was able to take it all the way to the end zone.
And Dean Brown tonight, Grant, 2 touchdowns, 11 for 11 with 152 yards. He is perfect tonight.
Kendall Ship's going to be late on the field.
And Henry Cowan's out to attempt this one. As looks like St. George is done with the trickery now, just putting points on the board. And Henry with another great kick there. Really making his case known for this being rated the 2nd kicker in the Shelby metro area by Commercial Appeal. We're going to take another short break. You're watching Gryphon football on the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. Gryphons lead this one 42-3 with 4:09 left to go until halftime. Welcome back here to Griffin Football on the Griffin Broadcasting Network. Griffins lead this one 42-3. I'm Jay Morgan Harder alongside my partner Grant Optican as we're seeing a absolute beatdown by St. George's right now, really clicking on all cylinders. We'll get into more specifics in just a moment after this kick.
A little bit of delay here. I'm not sure what we're waiting for.
The official's a little late there. As Henry Cowan set to kick this one away. Same guy deep for Tipton as it's been all night. Number 87, Bo Jones, only returned one all night. That was the first one. The rest of these have been great kicks by Henry Cowan, pinning them deep. That one's a low one. Trying to maybe get Tipton to return it, but it's going to go into the end zone, and Tipton's going to take it to the 20, Grant. And Dean Brown's having a heck of a day.
Yeah, Dean, he's 11 for 11 tonight with 152 yards and 2 touchdown passes. I think it's safe to say this is the best game he's played all year. And even more impressive is the complete turnaround he had from last week when he threw 2 interceptions. And he was just really flustered all night. But tonight, it's just the exact opposite. He seems really comfortable. He's making all his progressions and dumping off when he needs to, and when he can, making some quick strikes to get, like his last pass to Matt Thompson for the touchdown.
Love to see that carry over to next week. 2 weeks against USJ. Next week, Griffins have a bye on the run by Whitaker right up the gut for a short gain, if any. Good tackle by Blake Caruth right there, as you also see number 28, Davis Selberg, come onto the field for Dylan Young at defensive end. So with 3:45 left to go until halftime, we're starting to see some subs by St. George's early, trying to save these legs. A lot of subs in for St. George's right now, but still having no trouble getting in the backfield, stopping Whitaker on that run. No, excuse me, that was number 27, Shane O'Brien on that carry, not Whitaker. But still no gain. That one's going to be third and 9. The junior Davis Selberg making the tackle. When Dylan Young gets a lot of carries on offense, you see Davis Selberg come in, playing a big spot at defensive end, and he does a good job. He's a little more experienced than some of the guys that are in there as subs for St. George's right now.
You know, and up big like we are here with a 39-point lead. We're going to be throwing in a lot of guys with Jordan Littlejohn playing quarterback now.
As Davis Selberg gets off a block there, but not able to get to Chambers. Ball, it was a strike after receiver for Tipton, but not able to haul it in. But passed right on the money from Chambers. You can't really blame him for that one.
You know, he's got to be frustrated there, throwing a nice ball and just bouncing off the fingertips of his receiver. And just more frustration for Tipton as they're going to have to turn the ball back over to St. George's with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this half.
Tipton out to punt this one away. Thompson deep to return it. Skip by Tipton's going to be short again. Thompson's going to call for a fair catch. It's going to be down at Tipton's 44-yard line, and Gryphons continue to get unbelievable field position as you see number 35, Nick Cole, come onto the field to get a few carries tonight. That's
the first time Matt Thompson's actually touched the ball in special teams. But Nick Cole coming onto the field, he's a strong running back. He hadn't had a whole lot of opportunities with the season that Chandler Loy has had thus far. But, this is one of those games where you get a chance, you get to show what you can do.
Number 7, Lorenzo Cantu, also comes out to play some quarterback, and a great run by Hull out there to the right, runs over a member of the secondary for Tipton, gets out there for a first down and more at about the 30-yard line is where they're going to spot it, and a good first run right there by Nick Hull.
Yeah, and if those at home remember, Nick Hull had one of the biggest plays of the season for St. George's in that ECS game. He scored the game's only touchdown.
FRA, I think, wasn't it?
FRA
on the fake.
On the fake.
fake field goal. The touchdown against ECS was just as miraculous, though, on that halfback pass from Matt Thompson to Dean Brown as the incompletion right there by Lorenzo Cantu. Good effort right there, though, by number 28, Davis Selberg, trying to dive for that one, get a completion. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now. Cantu, just a sophomore for St. George's, although they expect a lot from him. He's going to go right up the gut. That's going to be Hull, and he's going to break another tackle, get out there for a first down. And he's running with a purpose right now. Probably some of the best running I've seen from Nick Hull all year, although it hasn't been a lot of running I've seen from Nick Hull all year.
Yeah, in that run right there, Nick gets hit below his knee, and he's going to go down. He's lost his footing, but he picks another 5 yards on just a lunge.
And you saw Nick Hull maybe early in the season got a few more carries, a little tentative running the ball, getting stopped at the line, but he looks to be running kind of like Chandler Lloyd does, just lowering his shoulders and attacking those defenders. He's going to get out there that time. That's a touchdown. Gryphons, good run on the outside by Nick Hull, good blocking by the receivers. Some of the best blocking we've seen all year, and St. George is going to put another 6 on the board.
Right now I'm not exactly sure who the Gryphons can put out there that are going to be successful in this offense. St. George is just a really deep team, and, Tipton Rosemark in numbers is just a really small team, and it's only the second quarter, and they're already showing some fatigue.
Henry Cowan out to get this kick up and good, and it's another beautiful kick. Tell you what, Henry Cowan's had into his stat book tonight with all these PATs. That's going to make it 49-3 St. George's with only 1:36 left to go here until halftime. We're going to take another break. You're watching Gryphon football on the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. Welcome back here to Gryphon football on the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. Gryphons lead this one 49-3 with 1:36 left to go until halftime. I'm Jay Morgan Harder alongside my partner, Grant Optican. Deep kick again by Henry Cowan. Tipton's going to let this one fall into the end zone.
And that's the 7th straight kick. Cowan's punched back for a touchback.
He's doing an excellent job kicking today. I wouldn't be surprised if he moves back up to that number 1 spot in the commercial appeal this week with the way he's kicking.
According to the commercial appeal, he averages about 6 points a game. Tonight he's already put through 7. On his way to
many more, assuming that he's not one of the guys that Gryphon starts subbing for late in this game with a big lead like they have right now, 49-3. Chambers is going to send a guy in motion, and it's a fumbled snap. But I think Chambers fell on it. There's no question. Ooh, Jacob still thinks we have the ball, but it looked like Chambers fell directly on it.
Recovered by the Rebels.
Yeah, Tipton's going to keep it. Jacob still pointed for Gryphon football, but I thought for sure Chambers fell on that one quickly.
Yeah, you can't always rely on what the players are saying. But right there, the misplayed snap, and Tipton falls right on it. But with 1 minute left, I'm not exactly sure. I don't think they're going to be trying to move the ball, but
I don't think Tipton wants another pick 6. And deep in their own territory, it's a real threat right now. Yeah, this one's just going to go to Whitaker right up the gut. Going nowhere, though. A little late pushing and shoving between Caleb Kelsey, the corner, and looks like number 18, Logan Mayo.
They've been in on a little push and shove in the past 3 plays. I'm not really sure what's going on down there, but
Kelsey just kind of pushed him away, said enough of that, and tried to get rid of him as fast as possible.
Yeah, Kelsey's getting a talking to from his defensive coach, Coach Carter.
No need for penalties right now. 15 seconds left until halftime. Clock's probably just going to wind down here on this last play. Yeah, it will. And that's going to bring up halftime. So after a great first half from St. George's, Gryphons are going to lead this one 49-3. We'll be right back in just a second with some halftime stats. You're watching Gryphon football on the Gryphon broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gryphon Halftime Show here on the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. Gryphons take a huge halftime lead, 49-3, and this has just been a beatdown by St. George's tonight, Grant.
Yeah, I mean, in all aspects of the game, Dean Brown's had a great game thus far. He's 11 for 152 yards.
Wow.
2 touchdowns and a long of 41. He's looked as comfortable as I've ever seen him as the St. George's quarterback. And it's really just a complete turnaround from what he did last year.
You're absolutely right.
Last week.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Grant. Looking at some other offensive stats, Chandler Loy's had a pretty good day as well.
Yeah, Chandler, he did most of his work in the first quarter, but he has 9 rushes for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns, along with that 1 pick six he had. He's doing a really great job, as always, getting behind his blocks and running behind his shoulder pads.
As far as receiving goes, Grant, you've seen really 3 guys primarily that Dean has hit tonight. That's Matt Thompson, McCarthy Robinson, and Austin Grisham.
Yeah, Matt Thompson, 5 catches for 85 yards. A lot of it came on that 41-yard touchdown pass from Dean Brown late in the second quarter. And that was one of the best passes I've seen Dean throw. But a couple other names: McCarthy Robinson, 3 catches, 35 yards, and Austin Grisham, 2 for 24. Spreading the wealth, Dean Brown's doing a great job.
You're right, Grant. Defensively, looking at some guys with some big tackles right now. Davis Lenore's been in on a few, as well as Darius Brooks, and even Blake Caruth coming up big in the backfield.
Blake Caruth only has two tackles, but he's done well containing the pocket, but also breaking up a couple passes. He tipped a couple, and he's making a difficult time for Chambers right now. But Darius Brooks has 3 tackles, and Davis Lenore, who's filling in for Shea Adelaide with the wrist injury, has 4 tackles, and he leads the team right now.
He's been doing a great job. And as far as passing goes, and some Tipton stats to get in here as well, looking at Chambers, he started out well, completing 3 of his first 5 passes, but he's dwindled a little bit as the half went on.
His stats really don't really show his skill. He's 3 for 10 right now for 76 yards, and the majority came on that 70-yard pass in the second quarter. And he's thrown a couple really good balls that have just bounced off his receiver's hands, and he's got to be frustrated right now. And he's done well so far this season. And he's definitely a talent, but he can't catch him. He can only throw him.
He threw a pick in this game, Grant, his 4th of the season. Only had 3 coming into this game. He usually protects the ball pretty well. Let's look at some team stats. St. George's has 14 first downs tonight, total of 306 yards on 27 plays. Compare that to Tipton Rosemark, only has 88 yards, so the defense doing a really good job of containing them. St. George's averaging 11 yards a play, so they're really doing a good job tonight.
Yeah, and something I really want to point out, and we talked about it we've been harping on it for the past couple of weeks, the penalty situation right now. We have no penalties thus far this game, and it's a complete turnaround from the last 4 weeks when we had 22 for 190 yards in the last 4 weeks. No penalties right now for St. George's.
I'm looking at that, Grant. There's one more stat I want to look at for a second here that really kind of comes out to me, and that's time of possession, which is, interesting looking at the score.
Looking at the score, St. George's is up 49-3. So what would you assume? St. George's had the ball for quite a long time.
You'd be wrong.
You'd be wrong. St. George's is actually losing the possession time. Tipton Rosemark has had it for 14 minutes and 37 seconds, while St. George's only had the ball for 8 minutes and 44 seconds. That is truly amazing considering the fact that they've punched in 7 scores.
That's it for your Griffin Halftime Show. We'll be back just before the kickoff of the second half to talk a little bit more about the game. For right now, it's homecoming night, so we're going to zoom in on these homecoming girls. Here comes high school's president, J.P. Cully, with the call.
Also representing the class of 2015 is Miss Elizabeth Poe. Elizabeth is escorted by her father, Mr. Charles Poe. Elizabeth has been recognized as a St. George's Scholar of the Year with distinction. She's a member of the National Junior Honor Society, recipient of the Griffin Award and Premio de Bronce Spanish Award. I think I said that wrong. Elizabeth participates in competitive varsity St. George's cheerleading and varsity lacrosse. She's a member of the Make-A-Wish Shower of Love and Smile Train clubs, St. George's Young Life, and she's the St. George's Griffin Guide. Outside of school, Elizabeth is a member of Hope Presbyterian Church, involved with the youth group, volunteers at church, and likes to travel and loves outdoor activities. Elizabeth has been a St. George's student for 2 years and would like for you to know that she has never lost a limbo contest in her life. Miss Elizabeth Poe.
It's okay, your wife will get you later. Lindsay Casey.
Thank you. Representing the class of 2014 is Miss Lindsay Casey. Oh my gosh, what's her dad's name? Chip. Lindsay is escorted by her father, Mr. Chip Casey. Lindsay participates on the Honor Council and is a member of the Peer Leadership Council, as well as a member of Alley's Way Club, the Smile Train Club, and Make-A-Wish. She's a basketball and soccer player and organizes Team Q, a 5K for St. George's 8th grader Quinteris Wooten, which everyone should sign up for, she reminds you right now. Outside of school, Lindsay is a member of Hope Presbyterian Church. She volunteers at Young Life Capernaum, a young life camp for kids with special needs. She rides horses and works at the barn year-round. Lindsay's been a St. George's student for 5 years and would like for you to know that she used to play the game Pretty Pretty Princess with her black lab for hours when she was little. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lindsay Casey. Thank you. Also representing the class of 2014 is Miss Kala Mahalik. Kala is escorted by her father, Mr. Rick Mahalik. Kala's been recognized on the honor roll or head of schools list for her entire St. George's career. She's a National History Scholars Society member and Sociedad Honoraria Hispanica and Mu Alpha Theta member. Kala participates in the Lumberjack Club Challenge 2020 Youth in Government Model UN. She's a Griffin Guide, SG Goes student leader. She's also a school record holder in swimming. She's a member of the Peer Leadership Council and the Citizenship Institute. Outside of school, Kala swam for Memphis Thunder for 9 years. Spent all of June at Governor's School for International Study. Went to China with the Confucius Institute at the University of Memphis. She's been a Salvation Army bell ringer and a soccer referee. Kala's been a St. George's student for 7 years, and we'd like you to know that currently she's in her fantasy football league. She's the only undefeated team. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kala Mahalik. It's pretty funny. Thank you. Also representing the class of 2014 is Miss Bridget Nicolia. Bridget is escorted by her father, Mr. Steve Nicolia. Bridget has been recognized as a member of the Spanish Honor Society and the International Thespian Honor Society. Bridget participates in Basic Blessings, American Politics, and Bears of Hope. She's a volunteer at Crosswind Elementary Aftercare Program. Bridget has been a St. George's student for 6 years, and we'd like you to know that she was born on February 29th. That's a leap year, folks, which means technically she's only 4 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Bridget Nicolia. That was good. Who? Thank you. Representing the class of 2013 is Miss Taylor May Carpenter. Taylor May is escorted by her father, Reverend Steve Carpenter. Taylor May has been recognized on the honor roll in the Triumph Honor Society, Sociedad Honoraria Hispanica, as citizenship, with the Citizenship Award, and at Collierville High School, she was also Student of the Week. Taylor May participates on the soccer team, track and field, in Alley's Way, and Showers of Love. Outside of school, Taylor May attends Fellowship Memphis. She's a volunteer with Young Life Capernaum. She's a member of Joyful Always Bible Study, and she likes going on adventures, getting to know people, and reading clever books. Taylor May has been a St. George's student for 13 years, and we'd like for you to know that at heart, she is truly a ballerina. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Taylor May Carpenter. Thank you. Also representing the class of 2013 is Miss Virginia Cartwright. Virginia is escorted by her father, Mr. Bob Cartwright. Virginia's been recognized as a member of the Art Honor Society and on the Honor Roll. She participates in varsity lacrosse. She's president of the Smile Train Club. She's a tutor in the Griffin Writing Center and an active member of the Shrine School Make-A-Wish and Alley's Way clubs. Outside of school, Virginia is active with Young Life. She volunteers in the children's nursery at St. Patrick's Presbyterian Church, and she's a frequent volunteer at the Arbor's Alzheimer's facility, the Shrine School, and the Ronald McDonald House. Virginia's been a St. George's student for 13 years, and would like for you to know that when she was little, she loved volunteering at the animal shelter. So when she would go home, she would try to steal her neighbor's animals because she thought she was rescuing them. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Virginia Cartwright. Hannah Murray. Dos mas, my friends, dos mas. Do we know who the, Also representing the class of 2013 is Miss Hannah Murray. Hannah is escorted by her father, Mr. Tom Murray. Hannah's been recognized as a member of the National English Honor Society and the National Spanish Honor Society, the Triumph Honor Society, the International Thespian Honor Society, and with the Freshman Chorus Award. Hannah participates as the president of the Invisible Children Club, the secretary of the Angling Society, the Make-A-Wish Club, in the Lumberjack Club, and as a tutor in the Griffin Writing Center. Outside of school, Hannah is a member of the Joyful Always Bible Study, works at St. George's Aftercare at the Germantown campus. She helps with Young Life Capernaum. Hannah's been a St. George's student for 4 years, and would like for you to know that when she was a toddler, she thought she was Princess Leia. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Hannah Murray. Last one. Do we know who our last year? Also representing the class of 2013 is Miss Mary Catherine Phillips. What's her dad's name? Gene Phillips. Mary Catherine is escorted by her father, Mr. Gene Phillips. Mary Catherine's been recognized on the honor roll and with the Probitas Award for unselfish service to others. Mary Catherine participates in varsity cheerleading. She's a varsity lacrosse player and a peer leader. She's also the prom committee chairperson. Outside of school, Mary Catherine is a member of Hope Presbyterian Church and Young Life. Mary Catherine's been a St. George's student for 15 years and would like for you to know that she went skydiving for the first time last month. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Mary Catherine Phillips. This evening's sash and tiara bearer is St. George's Middle School Director, Miss Genevieve Hoppy. St. George's is also proud to welcome back 2011 Homecoming Queen and St. George's alumna, Miss Caroline Giddis.
Bill Taylor's out there too.
And before the Queen is crowned, how about one last round of applause for the St. George's 2012 Homecoming Courts? Ladies and gentlemen, the 2012 St. George's Homecoming Queen is Miss Virginia Bird Cartwright.
That's fun.
So congratulations to Virginia Cartwright on winning Homecoming Queen. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have some more stats and bring out the second half kickoff. You're watching Griffin football on the Griffin Broadcasting Network. Griffins lead this one 49-3. Stay tuned.
All right, Hunt, you have 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Griffin Broadcasting Network. The half, Griffins lead this one 49-3. A great first half by St. George's, in particular by running back. Let's start out with St. George's running back Chandler Loy. Had a good first half. 9 rushes, 83 yards, about 10 yards a carry. 34 was his long on 2 TDs. He's having a good day.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before the game and pretty much before every game, Jay Morgan, that Chandler Loy is the heart and soul of this Griffin offense, and it's more of the same tonight. He's just really dominating all aspects of the game.
Kind of sound like a broken record, you and I, Grant, on just commenting on Chandler Loy week in and week out. He's a big part of this team, though, and that's why we do it. Passing-wise for St. George's, Dean Brown perfect on the day, 11 for 11, 152 with 2 TDs. Unbelievable day for him.
Yeah, I know. We talked about it before, how we'd really like to see Dean have a good game after his poor performance last week. And, you know, he's come out on fire. He's thrown for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he's been threading the needle and just hitting all of his spots and reading his progressions, and just doing a really great job.
Came out in the second half last week against Harding where St. George was playing well, threw 2 picks early. I'd be surprised if we see that from him today. As far as defense goes, one guy that's done a good job all year for St. George's on the defensive front that we don't talk about as much as we should, and that's Blake Caruth. He's been in the backfield quite a bit today. Getting 2 solo tackles in the backfield, probably a couple opportunities at sacks. He's been rushing the quarterback well today.
You know, he's one of those guys where his stats really don't explain what he does for this team. And, you know, he's produced a lot of great pressure and done a great job making Chambers' night difficult. And, you know, he only has 2 tackles, which is actually close to the lead tonight with 4, which was Davis Lenore's first half. But, you know, he's had a great game so far.
He absolutely has, Grant. I couldn't agree with you more. So we're about to kick off here to start the second half. We apologize having a few camera difficulties here right now. We'll get those resolved as quickly as possible. About to start the third quarter here as Griffins kicked off to start the game. So they'll get the ball to start the second half here. So they're going to try the onside. Oh, dropped by number 22, Scott Malahy, and ball popped free. I think he fell on it, though. Tough to say. We'll see who gets the ball. It's going to be Scott Malahy. He fell back on it. Excuse me, it's going to be number 20 for St. George's. That's one of the younger players for this team, Grant. That looks like number 20, Alston Foster, as he was in on a couple tackles last week in kickoff. Luckily, he was able to get on the ball right there.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's probably disappointed with himself right now, but he's young and he hadn't had a whole lot of playing experience. It's mainly in kickoffs, but down the road he's going to have his opportunities.
I agree with you, Grant. Scott Malahy dropped it. Alston Foster got on it there. Lorenzo Cantu hands this one off. That one to number 32. That's Clay Crenshaw. And he had a great carry there. That's his first carry of the game. It's mainly been Chandler Loy back there, and also it's been Chandler Loy and also Nick Holt towards the end of that first half.
You know, Clay has been generally the second running back for this offense, and all 3 of our top 3 running backs kind of run similar, just really great power backs and kind of shifty in open space.
Lorenzo Cantu overthrew that one just a little bit. That one would have been a first down. That was intended for number 87, Blake Caruth. Excellent game on the defense side of the ball, as we just mentioned a second ago. And he could have had a first down right there. Pass had just been a little lower. Cantu in the backfield again. As we see a lot of the starters take a breather. It's going to be a pitch to Crenshaw. He's going to get out there for a first down and maybe more. Runs over a second member of the secondary for Tipton and gets out there to about the 35-yard line for a first down. And powerful running by all 3 backs that have been in the game for St. George's tonight. One guy we haven't seen, though, Grant, is Dylan Young, maybe saving him and that D-train formation for a game where it means a little bit more, not going to risk Dylan Young getting hurt tonight.
Yeah. You know, USJ, we've thrown a lot of new gadget plays in, but we don't want to show them too much. We want to surprise them with a little in the next 2 weeks. And, I mean, they know we're hiding stuff, and I think Dylan Young's part of that.
Potentially if they don't see it here, and this is the film we might give to, say, USJ. If this is the film we give to them, they won't see that D-train formation if this is all they watch, although I assume they've maybe heard it through the grapevine once or twice because it's been a big part of this Griffin offense the past few weeks. On the first down run right there by Crenshaw. This one's going to be Lorenzo Cantu taking it himself, gets caught in the backfield. That's a good tackle back there that was number 58, Graham Creffield, and he got in the backfield and would not let go of Cantu.
That was one of the few plays they've made in the backfield as Cremfield takes down Lorenzo Cantu by his shoelaces.
Cantu, a young guy for St. George's. So it's going to be a little pass in the flat, complete to Blake Caruth. He's a big body, tough guy to bring down as he breaks a tackle there. He's going to get the end zone. Touchdown, Gryphons. Great pass by Lorenzo Cantu and an even better run by Blake Caruth to find his way into the end zone.
Blake Caruth.
A great run right there, and he has played a great job. He's done a great job on defense today. It's fitting he gets an offensive touchdown as well.
You know, like you said, he had a great day so far in the defense of that ball. And he comes up big in the receiving game, putting this game 55-3. And, you know, Blake Caruth, interesting fact, had the only reception of last year's state championship game. And picks up another one there and takes it to the end zone.
Oh, high snap there, but Thompson able to reel it in. Good spot, and Henry Cowan's going to put that one through. 8 touchdowns scored by St. George's now, and 6 of those – and Henry Cowan has accounted for 6 points tonight, so he's truly making his mark as one of the best kickers in the Shelby metro area. We're going to take a short break here with 7:30 left to go in the third. You're watching Griffin football on the Griffin Broadcasting Network. Griffins lead this one 56-3. Welcome back here to Griffin football on the Griffin Broadcasting Network. Griffins lead this one 56-3 with 6:45 left to go here in the third quarter as it's a running clock now. I'm Jay Morgan Harder alongside my partner Grant Optican. Henry Cowan set to boot this one deep as Tipton looks like they might try to return this one as Henry Cowan kept it out of the end zone at first, but it's going to bounce in there and it's going to be a touchback and Tipton's going to take it at the 20-yard line. So you see more backups come into the game for St. George's, although number 51, Alec Finestone, is still in the game, trying to kind of average or try and balance out between a few of the reserves and a few starters on defense.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of what they would try to do. When they put in some of these younger guys, keep some more of the experienced guys in. You don't want to have a total meltdown on defense. But, you know, Alec Finstone's the anchor of our normal defense, and he's definitely the anchor of this one.
It's going to be a pass by Chambers. Good bullet pass. It's going to be a first down for Tipton. And, you know, Chambers, you said it at halftime, Grant, the numbers that he's had today doesn't really speak to it doesn't really speak to what he's been doing all year long. And just a bullet pass like it was really excellent.
Yeah, Lorenzo Cantu was right on top of that pass, but, you know, the receiver was able to kind of scamper away. But another great pass by Chambers showing off his arm.
This one's going to be a run out to the right there. That was Whitaker again on the carry. He's struggled to go anywhere tonight. And really the whole entire Tipton run game, anybody who's gotten the ball has really struggled to go anywhere tonight. Chambers being the only form of offense they've gotten to this point. So 2nd and 9 here for Tipton Rosemark. This one's going to be a chamber on a keeper. Great run there. He's going to get a first down. And talking to some Tipton coaches before the game, they said he was the soul of this offense and really the soul of the whole team. And you saw it on these past few plays. He's really kind of taking matters into his own hands here in the second half.
Yeah, he can make plays with his feet when he needs to, and he shows it right there. But I've been really impressed with how he throws the ball, even though he hadn't thrown too many completions. He's been hitting his marks. These receivers haven't been able to reel it in.
You look at Chambers back there in a game 56-3 with a running clock on right now. It seems like it's basically decided. Almost intercepted right there by number 8. That's Caleb Kelsey playing corner. But in a game like this, it's basically decided 56-3. You look at this Tipton offense, and Chambers really just wants to go out with a little bit of momentum carrying forward to games in the future for them.
Yeah, as the running clock is now working. Another opportunity for a turnover missed by the Gryphons. Another young defensive back there, Caleb Kelsey. Ball kind of snuck up on him there, hit him in the shoulder pads. You got to catch it with your hands. The shoulder pads, the ball bounces off it really easy.
Chambers, as Whitaker goes out wide. Looks like it's going to be a pass. He's looking for, just overthrow his receiver right there. That's Sean O'Brien, number 15. Overthrew him just a little bit, but even with a pass like that, he's still, delivering the ball with a lot of speed and a just really tight spiral out there. So for a team that's struggling, a player like Chambers really speaks to his ability that he's still fighting through like this.
Right now they're really just playing for pride. They know this game's gotten out of hand, and Chambers. I know, he's a good player, and I know he's disappointed with the play that's around him, but he's going to keep fighting.
At a bunch that to the right there was Tipton, as that ball is going to be thrown incomplete. Just about every receiver for Tipton was in a cloud of coverage, no one to throw to. That's going to bring up 4th and 10, and Tipton's going to punt it away here.
And back to receive the kick is Scott Malahy, so I think Matt Thompson's done for the night.
They're going to give some younger players a little bit of time and try and wrap this game up with no injuries. You see Davis Lenore and Matt Thompson on the sideline with headsets. Looks like they're done for the night. Another high kick by Tipton. Hopefully it bounces out of the way of any St. George's people, and they're telling Chaz Simmons just get out of the way. They don't want the ball touching him and let Tipton take over. See all the seniors just about on the sidelines with some headsets on right now. They're just having a good time in a game like this. 56-3, 1:34 left to go, running clock here in this third quarter. So this second half is going to go by fast. We apologize again, having some camera difficulties up there. Andrew Hyde back there at quarterback for St. George's. Getting his first time today. This one's going to be, they're going to rule it an incompletion. And he got hit as he threw a little bit there, and that ball was thrown short for an incompletion. Intended for Spencer Glass out there wide. And that one's going to be incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 10 now.
Andrew Hyde, brother of former St. George's quarterback Rob Hyde from a couple years back.
Hyde again in the backfield. This one's going to be given off. That's number 32, Clay Crenshaw, running with a head of steam. Gets out there close to the first down marker, just short. It's going to bring up about 3rd and 2. And momentum for some guys tonight that might not have gotten too much playing time over the season. Chandler Loy still had a good day, even with the limited playing time he got. He was just short of that 100-yard marker, but I think he'll take a huge win like this any day. And that's going to be a first down. Great run right there by St. George's. As that time it was number 31 for the Gryphons on the carry. That's Joseph Roche, another junior. And that's going to be first down as the third quarter is going to come to the close. Gryphons have a huge lead in this game. They lead this one 56-3. We'll be right back with fourth quarter coverage. You're watching Gryphon football on the Gryphon Broadcasting Network.
Is that seriously what I've waited that long for?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. We're about to start the fourth quarter here on the great run by Joseph Roche for a first down. You see out here to the right, Derek Dixon, a sophomore, playing some receiver as he's a young guy that has a lot of potential for St. George Gryphons, a great athlete that's been hurt the past few weeks. And really exciting to see him on the field for the first time. Hoping he gets some touches tonight as well. As the scramble by Andrew Hyde goes for 3. Good job of dancing out of danger there as he was almost met in the backfield. 2nd and 8 now. This one's going to be given off to Roche, and there's a flag down. I think there's going to be offset. One was against St. George, and the other one was a horse collar tackle. So I'm assuming, yeah, it was holding, and the other one's a horse collar. Those penalties will offset, and they'll replay 2nd down. And this clock is running fast. 11 minutes left to go until this one's going to end. So as I said, 2nd and 8 is going to be replayed here. Hyde in the backfield. It's a bad snap, fumble. It's going to be picked up by Roche, and he's trying to get somewhere but just can't get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a loss for St. George's. Bring up 3rd and about 12 now, so might see a 3rd down pass since any incompletion here is going to be the clock can continue to run anyway. So maybe trying to get some confidence in these younger guys, getting them some varsity time for the future. Maybe a false start could be called there as Roche gets it out there, gets past the original line of scrimmage, bring up 4th and about 8 yards.
And I think they're going to keep the offense out here.
Might as well.
Scratch that. They're going to bring out the kick team. I was thinking they might let Andy Hyde run another play there. There really is no use in punting the ball. I mean, the turnover is really not going to hurt you here.
Might as well. And, Tipton knows that St. George isn't trying to run anything up. They're just they know that the younger guys are in there right now. So going for it on 4th down would not be the same type of bad sportsmanship play as if Chandler Lloyd was out on the field getting that 4th down play.
Austin Foster, a late addition.
See one guy deep for Tipton. Looks like that's number 8, Whitaker. Excuse me, that's number 9, Logan Stewart, as that ball is going to be down at about the 11-yard line. And we'll see this somewhat of the Gryphon defense come out as you see a lot of subs in there, although number 51, Alec Feinstone, still out there. Number 28, Davis Selberg, still out on the field, a guy that gets a lot of time playing some defense. So maybe mixing some younger guys along with those older guys, Grant. Maybe give these younger guys a sense of confidence. I'm playing with the big boys now.
Yeah, guys like Daniel Hutchinson are out there right now, and Jordan Littlejohn. Joseph Roche is playing linebacker. But Alec Feinstone remains in the game. I think he's going to play all of the defensive snaps tonight.
Yeah, he's the defensive leader for these Gryphons, and they want to keep him onto the field, get these young guys a sense of what it's like. It's going to be a run by Whitaker right up the gut, breaks a few tackles, dances out of one tackle by Jordan Littlejohn, dances out another tackle. He's very elusive out there, gets it inside the 30. And late flag is going to come in. I think it was a late hit by the Gryphons, and he had a good run, and he was not happy with the fact that he got hit late there.
You know, it just shows the inexperience of this Gryphon defense right now. Unable to, I would say, wrap up, but they didn't even touch the runner.
And if that is against St. George's, it is against St. George's. So other than the offset call just a few minutes ago, that is the first penalty against St. George's tonight.
And, you know, I mean, that penalty is against an inexperienced version of this Gryphon team. So, I mean, all in all, penalty-wise, this is a great performance by the Gryphons.
Still a great day discipline-wise after a disappointing past couple weeks, 22 penalty yards. 22 penalties the past few weeks. Whitaker's going to go out wide. Chambers going to keep this one himself, go right up the gut, get a pretty good gain. Gain of about 5. 7 minutes left to play. And this clock is working down right now. We're in store for a very short second half, Grant. We'll see Whitaker in the backfield again. He might motion out wide as he has the past few plays, but this one's going to be Chambers in the backfield. Finds an open receiver. Ooh, almost dropped by number 17, Ethan Carpenter, but he's able to haul it in and get out there close to a first down. We'll see where they spot it. It's going to be about right at the marker.
Correction, that was Bo Jones.
Bo Jones. Bo Jones on the catch. Let's bring up 3rd and 1 now. And it was close to a first down. I'm surprised they didn't just go ahead and give it to him, but they're going to spot it just short. Another good pass right there by Chambers. 6 minutes left to play. Chambers going to throw this one deep, and a little pushing and shoving. Tipton receiver wanted a flag, but there was one in the backfield, but not downfield unless that official made the interference call. Roughing the passer against St. George's, and that's going to set up another Tipton first down. And this you can see the inexperience of this young Gryphon defense right now coming in, hitting the quarterback high there on the deep pass. Really just no need for that.
No, once again, a lot of inexperience, making some mental mistakes, and concerned for the future, but not really a big deal right now.
Finestone off the field now for St. George's, and they're just ready to get this one over with, I think, up this big. And I think Tipton might be ready to get this one over with as well. Complete to Jones out there to the left. Can get out there to about the 25-yard line. Gain of 5. Four and a half left to play. Gryphons up big, 56-3. Chambers driving back again over the middle this time. Ooh, had Jones open over the middle. Excuse me, that was 7, Ethan Kaiser. Open, just wide open over the middle. Could not haul it in. Bounced right out of his hands, and you get a sense Chambers hits a guy right on the money. All day he's been hitting guys on the money, and they just can't haul it in.
And if there's one critique I can make all night for this Gryphon team, is they got to work on their tip drill. Because there's been many, many passes that have been either tipped or just direct passes to our DBs that have just fallen to the ground.
You're right. And that one's going to be high, almost intercepted by number 11, Jordan Littlejohn, as he got about just a hand on it, but he was overplaying that one just a little too much. 340. That'll bring up 4th down, and I think Tipton's just going to go for it here. Important to mention, Grant, next week the Gryphons are off, but 2 weeks they do battle against USJ here at home, their second straight home game, and USJ is going to be a tough test.
Yeah, USJ led by their quarterback, Ryan Garner. He's probably the best quarterback we will face all season in
tremendous passer.
Absolutely, and that game means a lot as far as seeding goes in the playoffs because USJ, they beat ECS. They don't play Harding.
They've had a tremendous season nonetheless.
They're undefeated thus far.
They are 3 minutes left to play. Going back to USJ, Grant, a team last year in the regular season, Gryphons traveled to Jackson to play them, ended up losing, but avenged that loss in the state championship game. So, obviously, the state championship game means a little bit more in the long run, but over the past 2 meetings, these two teams have split, so pretty evenly matched game. Both teams lost big players. St. George's lost Omar Williams. Excuse me. USJ loses running back Lee Mayhall, Mr. Football last season, as Jordan Littlejohn's going to get this one up the middle. Big run by Littlejohn as he gets out there, breaks a tackle, gets inside the 50, brought down by the Tipton Rosemark secondary, but a great run by Littlejohn. And just about every single Gryphon that touches the ball in the backfield tonight is doing some damage.
You know, all of our offensive linemen, even the second string, have done a great job opening up holes.
2 minutes left to play. Ooh, that was a bad snap. Right, Littlejohn able to break a tackle in the backfield. Let's see what he does with it. Tries to go right up the gut, runs into two Tipton defenders, but makes a blown play, turn into 5, and a great run by Littlejohn there in the backfield. A few highlights right now from this young Gryphon team, but there is a penalty against St. George's. That'll be a holding penalty and moving back a few yards, but regardless, still a good run by Littlejohn. 1:19 left to play. Bring up 1st and 20 now for St. George's, and this game is just about over with as it'll go under a minute. Another bad snap. This one going to be taken. This time that's number 20, Alston Foster. Seen him in kick coverage this season quite a few times, making some big tackles. And he's getting some carries now to end this game. 45 seconds until this one's all said and done. 2nd and 20. Hyde's going to give this one off to Foster again. He's going to get out there for a gain of maybe 3-4 yards to about the 50-yard line. And with 24 seconds left, this game is just going to wind down. We'll see if they try and get another playoff, but I can't imagine they do. And so as this clock's going to wind down from 10 seconds, tremendous game by St. George's today. Clock's going to hit 0, and Gryphons win this excellent homecoming game, 56-3 over Tipton Rosemark. Tremendous day by a bunch of different Gryphons. Starting out, you got Dean Brown having an excellent day, finished the day perfect. No passes in the second half, finished the day perfect, 11 for 11, 150 yards. He is the offensive player of the game tonight for St. George's. Defensively, got to highlight a bunch of different guys. We're going to give it to 2. Davis Lenore and Blake Caruth both had excellent days on the defensive side of the ball, causing a lot of pressure in that first half. And got to highlight Chandler Loy in the pick 6 as well. Had a great day rushing the ball. That'll do it here for the Gryphon Broadcasting Network. For Hunt Seabrook on the camera tonight, Robbie Robbins on stats as usual, my partner Grant Optic, and I'm Jay Morgan Harder. Thanks for watching. Gryphons win 56-3. We'll see you in 2 weeks against USJ.